Okay, so we absolutely have to talk about this opening at the monastery. I mean, come on, it's like stepping into the coziest retreat ever, and then bam, there's this ominous, mystical twist. I love how the book lulls you in like that.
Right? It's such a well-executed juxtaposition. You've got this warm, almost comforting atmosphere. The fire, the steaming socks by the hearth, it's all very grounded and relatable. And then, out of nowhere, we get introduced to this mysterious stone amulet. It's such a simple object, but it's brimming with potential.
Exactly. And did you catch how the meal, a steaming bowl with, what was it, a gravy-soaked bread island, was described in such detail? It's like the author was saying, hey, soak this moment up because things are about to get wild.
Yes, it's almost like a lull before the storm. And I think it ties into this recurring theme in classic fantasy stories. Ordinary moments that give way to extraordinary journeys. It reminded me of scenes in, say, The Hobbit, where a peaceful dinner leads to the promise of adventure. It's a small, quiet doorway into a much larger world.
Oh, totally. And let's not ignore the amulet itself. The way Gen C treats it, not casually tossing it around, but cradling it like it's some ancient relic, it just screams magic vibes, doesn't it?
It does, and what's brilliant here is how the amulet is both this simple little object and, at the same time, the key to something monumental. It's not overly flashy or adorned with jewels. It's just this carved stone. But you understand immediately that it carries weight, not only for the story, but for Sam's unravelling journey.
Can we also talk about Sam in this scene? Like, the way he's just trying to dry his socks and enjoy the stew, but you can feel his curiosity bubbling under the surface. He's completely clueless about what's coming, yet you sense he's on the verge of something life-changing.
Absolutely. It's such a pivotal moment for him. This really subtle shift where the monastery stops being just a pit stop and becomes the setting for the start of his transformation. And...
Wait! Don't you think the tapestries on the walls were such a great touch? I mean, faded images of cherry blossom gardens and divine battles? How can you not get ancient secrets and hidden knowledge vibes from that?
Oh, completely. It's little details like that which build the mystique of the place. They plant these seeds of wonder and curiosity that'll obviously bloom later in the story. It's as if the monastery itself is saying, pay attention, there's more going on here than meets the eye.
Exactly. And speaking of more, it's the scene with the staircase and the door. Arch, I was literally holding my breath when Sam's dad pushed through into what looked like thin air. I was like, wait, are we just walking into the sky now?
It's a moment that really plays with expectations. You go from warm, earthy coziness to this surreal, almost sci-fi leap into the unknown. And I think that's what this chapter does so well. It holds your hand just long enough in the mundane before pulling you into something extraordinary.
Totally. Like, it's telling you to buckle up, because ordinary rules just don't apply anymore. And, oh, robots at the Invisible College next, right? Okay, so can we talk about that leap through the doorway into thin air? It's like one moment we're holding our breath, and the next, bam, we're in this wild, buzzing hive of robots and secret corridors. The Invisible College just takes creativity to a whole new level.
It really is, and it's so effective at drawing you in. You've got this mix of ancient and ultra-modern aesthetics, Herredrion's statue towering above everything, surrounded by robots and wormhole doors. It feels like a collision of timelines, past and future, combined in one space. It's completely immersive.
Right? And the way Sam is just standing there, gawping like a kid in a candy store, it's such a natural reaction. Like, how do you even begin to process a place like this? Oh, there's a flying robot, and oh, hey, what's that? 1,000 doors to who knows where?
Yes, that sense of wonder is so well captured through Sam. And I think what makes it all the more intriguing is this enigmatic figure of Herredrion, this ancient philosopher-inventor who somehow ties all of this together. He's seen as the founder of something both noble and, let's be honest, slightly problematic.
Oh, totally. Like the Order of the Few. It's all about preserving knowledge to keep humanity safe. But then there's this weird elitism to it. The way they decide what can and can't be shared. It kinda, what's the word?
Gatekeeping, maybe?
Yes, exactly. I mean, they're protecting humanity, sure, great. But at the same time, they're hoarding knowledge and keeping outsiders out. It's a little, I don't know, Hunger Gamesy with its exclusivity. Only the blood can serve? Really?
It does raise questions about their intent. Are they truly altruistic, or are they just consolidating power under the guise of protection? And let's not forget, they've failed at times. Reuben outright mentions things like gunpowder and the atomic bomb slipping through their grasp. Those are far-reaching consequences.
Exactly. Like, you can't claim to be saving the world working in the shadows, but then, oops, here's mustard gas. It's such a contradiction. And Herredrion, the statue, the legacy, it's like this big authoritative symbol of their mission. But it also feels like a warning. What happens when power isn't kept entirely in check?
That's a fascinating perspective. And it makes me wonder, Herredrion's original vision was presumably pure, right? To preserve and uplift knowledge for humanity's benefit. But somewhere along the way, the Order had to adapt and maybe compromise for survival. At what point do compromises erode the foundational ideals altogether?
Yes, exactly. It's like they're carrying out this noble cause, but at what cost? And back to the college itself. How cool is the design of it? The bit about the far sight windows acting as portals. Like that ceiling skylight? Total mind blower. I feel like I get lost in 5 minutes flat.
I wouldn't blame you. It's such a labyrinth of ideas and possibilities. Again, it's this seamless blending of the ancient world, represented in Herredrion, with cutting-edge technology. It makes the college feel alive, in a way constantly shifting and evolving. And it mirrors the role of the Order itself.
Right. It's like the college isn't just a place. It's practically a character in the story. And I love how even Sam can't keep up with it all. It kind of makes you feel like you're discovering it alongside him. And speaking of discoveries, those roles in the Order, the charlatans and paladins, they're next, right? So, those charlatans and paladins we mentioned? And how about the juggernauts and readers too? The cadres are just something else entirely. Like serious fantasy squad goals vibes. The intricate team dynamics and all that purpose. It's just so brilliantly crafted. I was hooked from the start.
It really is a brilliant concept. Each role within the cadre contributes something vital. Knowledge, strategy, subterfuge, and of course, sheer brute strength. It balances intellect and physicality in a way that's both practical and engaging. And it sets up so much potential for character development, don't you think?
Oh, for sure. Like, Sam's obviously going to be thrown into this mix with all these expectations of what he can or can't be. And I can just see him thinking, wait, am I reader material or do I have to punch through a wall now?
Exactly. The cadres are more than just roles. They're identities. They'll shape not only the way Sam interacts with others, but also how he views himself. And you can already see the seeds of growth being planted here. I suspect this structure will serve as a mirror for his potential, and at the same time challenge his weaknesses.
Yes. And you know what stood out to me? The training. The stuff they're learning isn't just about throwing punches or unlocking doors. Psychokinesis, ethnobotany. These are such clever, out-of-the-box challenges, and they just scream creativity. I can't wait to see how these kids navigate it.
It's so inventive, isn't it? Psychokinesis, in particular, feels like a nod to those timeless ideas about unlocking the untapped potential of the human mind. It's physical, it's mental, it's essentially teaching them to reshape their understanding of what's possible.
Yes. And ethnobotany? Hello? That's just cool. I mean, using plants to mix, like, potions for a specific purpose. It's Harry Potter level awesome, but grounded in science. I feel like the narrative will use this to test their ingenuity as much as their book smarts.
Absolutely. It's a multifaceted approach to growth, isn't it? And then there's the CruciBowl. What did you make of that?
Oh my gosh, Arch, can we talk about the pressure? It's like Hogwarts Triwizard Tournament meets some insane spy competition. You've got all this high-stakes energy, and it's going to be the culmination of their summer training. I'm biting my nails just thinking about it.
Yes, it escalates the stakes brilliantly. The CruciBowl is the narrative's boiling point. It's where everything will come together. The teamwork, the skills, the personal struggles and triumphs. And it's such a classic literary trope, isn't it? Using competitions as a crucible for character development.
Exactly. Like, whether it's the Hunger Games or even Percy Jackson's camp events, these moments test everything the characters have learned while showing us who they are under pressure. I feel like Sam and his team are going to have to face some serious challenges, but also, maybe discover what makes them unique.
Exactly. These high-stakes settings strip away facades and bring out each character's core. It's where you see their growth in action. And with Sam stepping into the legacy of The Few, a title that inherently isolates him, it's going to make his interactions with his teammates all the more pivotal.
Oh, Arch, I hadn't thought of it like that. It's not just about fighting robotic spiders or whatever. It's about connection. Figuring out how to go from I'm Sam and this is scary to we're a team and we've got this.
Exactly. It's not just about survival or success. It's about understanding what it means to stand alongside others in pursuit of something bigger than yourself. That theme resonates so strongly in stories like this.
Totally. And I feel like it's the perfect way to close this chapter, both for Sam and for us. The anticipation of the CruciBowl is enough to keep me hooked, and the training he'll go through on the way? Oh, it's going to be one wild ride.
Couldn't agree more. And that's a wrap for now. Thank you all for tuning in. This has been such a great chat.
Yes, so much fun as always. And stay tuned for the next episode, where we might just get closer to the mysteries of Herredrion's belly. See you then.